Oh my god, why are they talking so much upstairs? Hello my sweeties and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Celise and thank you for joining my spooky little family. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Promising Young Woman. Let's get into the video. Promising Young Woman was written and directed by Emerald Fennell and follows a young woman who is traumatized by a tragic event in her past and seeks out vengeance against those who cross her path. Now, I'm aware that somebody is gonna come for me and be like,
that wasn't a horror movie.
Well, this is a dark comedy thriller that certainly has horrific subject matter, and it definitely carries horror elements. This film stars Carey Mulligan as Cassie, Bo Burnham as Ryan, Laverne Cox as Gail, Molly Shannon, Connie Britton, Allison Murray. So many incredible people in this film. This film is just packed with very, very talented actors. I have so much I want to say because this film not only gave me chills, but it made me feel uncomfortable, angry, sad, destroyed, and kind of empowered at the end. This film is certainly a roller coaster of emotions, and it is so worth it. So because this film is fairly new, and I know a lot of people haven't seen it because a lot of cinemas are not open yet, at least here in New York City, so I do not want to give spoilers for anything. This is a story that deserves to be seen and heard. You know, like, you definitely need to just take this film in. So I'm going to do my best here to give you a spoiler-free review. Now, keep in mind this film has trigger warnings for sexual abuse and sexual assault. Though it is not shown, there is audio that is shared that is quite disturbing. So if that is something that you cannot handle, I recommend you skip this one. Let's get into the performances because, girl, I got so much I have to say.
Let's get it.
Now, there is not a single soul in this film that does not crush their role, like, completely. Everybody in this movie understood their part and understood this story so well. It is beyond me. It is beyond me how, like... Oh my gosh, I love this movie so much. I just have to say that all my love and praise goes straight to Carey Mulligan. She is incredibly stunning and captivating in this performance. She is so in it. She is so invested. It literally didn't even feel like I was watching Carey Mulligan. Like, I was convinced that she was Cassandra. Like, this performance is probably Carey Mulligan at her best by far, and she's been incredible in everything she's in, but this is like a different level. Also, of course, I adored Bo Burnham in his role. I think he was hilarious and he's really good at acting. I'm shook. Now let's get into the cinematography. The cinematography in this movie is so beautiful. There are gorgeous shots in this film. The cinematography and the use of the color leaves this film with a color scheme that is basically like candy, and I absolutely love it. It is very bright. There's so much pink and yellow and blues that are really beautiful, almost like Easter colors. I don't even know, but it's out of this world. It almost makes you nervous because you're looking at it and you're like, this just looks like a really gorgeous romantic comedy. And then you're like, the music, a lot of the music in this film is so important to the story, and the director actually thought it was very important to rebel against the dismissive notion that female pop culture is a guilty pleasure. And so she made it a very integral part of the audiovisual side of the film, which I think is so incredibly important. And while watching this, before I even knew that, I felt that. Girl, this brings me to the incredible violin instrumental of Toxic by Britney Spears. There is no way I am ever going to listen to Toxic the same way ever again. But also, like, let's be real, that is one of the best songs ever made, period. Another thing that isn't entirely a spoiler, but I do want to touch on, is in the very last couple of minutes of this film, there is a very important monologue from Carey Mulligan's character. And the monologue was making my heart race and making me hot and just making me feel so angry. I think that moment was probably the best moment. Like, Carey is incredible throughout this whole film, but in that monologue specifically, she shines like no other. I could feel that this woman really felt every word she was saying. Now, the title of this film is a reference to Brock Turner, a university student who was convicted of sexual assault in 2016. And despite his conviction, he was referred to by some as a promising young man. That right there says enough, and hopefully says enough for you all to go and check it out. If you haven't already guessed, Promising Young Woman gets 5 levs out of 5 from me. I absolutely adored this movie, and it needs to be talked about. Just go and watch it. And if you have seen Promising Young Woman, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.